G'day everybody, welcome back to a World of Warships Blitz game, and in today's game we have the Leberecht Maß, which is the Tier 7 German tech tree destroyer line. Now, to be fair, the Leberecht Maß and myself didn't start out on the best of terms, with a lot of initially what I'd call questionable games, but still I seem to have improved, and this battle is a good example of that. So what am I doing here? We have the archipelago, which has basically two flanks to it. It looks like the bulk of our strength is going to the other flank, so I'm going to have to make a good show of slowing the enemy advance on this one, which I can do with a couple of sets of torpedo tubes and relatively good concealment. So my Leberecht Maß has a camo that provides 3% concealment reduction. It has a concealment module for another 10%, and the high-grade coal for a further 3%, making for a 16% damage reduction. Concealment reduction, sorry, not damage. It's got no damage reduction, it's destroyer. Which means that, yeah, it's I can see him, he can't see me, because he's obviously built for something else, potentially speed, but probably traverse. Anyway, he's spotted. And over here we have our next mate, the Bismarck. So we'll just check that our we've got torpedo warning there, so we're just checking that our Cleveland mate's okay. Send some torpedoes out that way, and then we just basically provide some support for our friend in the Cleveland. He's getting attacked by that Z-23, who's fired his torpedoes and doesn't have much to rely on except his guns. So together now we charge off towards the Bismarck. Wow, his weight of shot is much heavier than mine, and basically with this Bismarck I get my torpedoes lined up, and the torpedo tubes traverse slowly, but that's all I need. Away we go, and we start opening fire, although to be fair we should probably use HE. Oh, we've reloaded, that's nice. And the Z-23, well, seems to have done a reasonable job on that Cleveland, to be fair, although it must be looking pretty sick as a result of it. Or maybe he's gone. Anyway, I've put 2 sets of torpedo tubes into this Bismarck, haven't managed to sink him, but I've certainly managed to upset him. And if he's firing at me, he's not firing at the Cleveland, who's busy skedaddling off in the other direction. Getting main battery fired at me on this side. So I'd view that as a success, because basically that incoming battleship, which I think is a King George V, is going to have a reasonable crack at a quite distracted Bismarck. He's still quite upset about those the number of torpedo tubes that have come in at him. I'm using HE, it's German HE, so good luck getting any fires, which is not happening. We have a Gunboat now behind him. So I'm just basically, just peppering him with as much HE as I can. Looks like that's an Edinburgh. Well, that's a Chapayev. So let's give him a couple of sets of torpedo tubes. Probably could have gone wider spread than that, but let's anyway see how it goes. Because I'm not wearing him down anywhere near fast enough using my guns. So what I'm going to do here is just keep the distance open, and I get him with guns in the end anyway. Go figure. But we have our friend in the King George V there coming up. Right. No, this guy's now just seems to be a little bit what I'd describe as AFK. Okay then, well, I'm not going to turn that down. Meanwhile, the enemy Chapayev is making hay. We are about to lose our 3rd cap. We have no caps, they have 3 out of 4. And then all the torpedoes hit, takes his health bar down to just about nothing, and the King George V nails him. Right, Chapayev, we need to start recovering some of these these cap circles. He's quite heavily damaged, I'm quite heavily damaged. It's not a good mix. Still, I want to contest this cap circle, which, to be fair, I'm a bit late to do. He fires over the top. I try and get a couple of shots in and straighten up. Don't straighten up in time. The only thing we can do is see whether or not we can avoid, well, we can't avoid that. But then again, he didn't avoid that either. Oops, bit of a reflex action there back in the battle. Let's watch it through to the end. So what we've done there is, well, 89,000. We've done the damage quotient for the team. What we have now is a cruiser and a destroyer against 3 battleships, and they have all the caps. So let's have a bit of a look. This Gascon looks like he's reversing into the cap nicely. This King George V is taking a cap. He's got a reasonable amount of health too, so if he meets that destroyer, he should be okay. A Gascon doesn't seem to have taken the cap, and maybe that'll explain it. There's been a destroyer in there, but we've got such a big points lead that even down 3 caps to 1, as long as this Gascon, who I'm pleased to say didn't reverse into the cap, doesn't suffer at the torpedoes of this Benson, then we should be all good. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, but the torpedoes don't quite make it. So there we go with the Leberecht Maß. Bit of a heroic run, taken on a lot of the big boys at close range, and well, obviously that Chapayev was just a step too far, but still helped the team out. So we've got a Vengeance, Battlestar, and Big Caliber, which is nice. 2 kills, only 1 capture point, but then again our team didn't really do very well from the capture points perspective, at least not by the end of the game. But the 22 torpedo hits is really what helps, and 11,000 worth of flooding damage. So there you go, Leberecht Maß. We've made peace with it, done a bit of a heroic charge, and had a great game. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.